I'm going to share with you the reason why we get these tension headaches. Like, what's causing it? How does it happen? Because it's one of the biggest things I'm facing. I see people always come to me with, like, Ellie, how do we, I know it's stress. I know, but how do I end this stress? How do I avoid it? Because every time we start talking about it, and I don't even have to say two or three words, and people turn to me and say, yeah, I know it's stress. It's obvious. I mean, like, yeah. So just get rid of my stress, and it's all good. And it sounds good, but tell me, how do you get rid of stress? I'm still looking. I mean, there's hundreds of ways to get rid of stress, but do they work? I don't know, and I don't believe they work. I don't think it's possible. And for that matter, I don't think it's even the stress that's causing the headache. And that's, I think, the bigger issue here that we have to really address. What's causing the headache? And it's certainly not stress. So I think we have to back up a little bit and understand what stress is. And you know what? Stress is really an external factor outside ourselves that seems really monumental, something that we don't know how we're going to handle. We have an event coming up tomorrow. We have something at work. We're facing our boss. We're facing a challenge. We're coming home to a spouse. Whatever it may be, that may be something that we need to face at work, at home, no matter where it is in our schedule. When we have to face that, it's really, it can be really daunting. And that stress moment, that's the stress. It's like looking at something that's daunting and not being able to see how we can handle it. And that at that moment, it comes almost like a crossroads. The crossroads is, are we going to jump into it and tackle it? Or are we going to step back and say, I can't do it. It's done. I'm screwed. It's like the world keeps banging on my head and it's over. And often at that moment, we get that gigantic headache and the migraine takes over. And then we're down, we're flat. At that point, there is no more stress or tension at all, because now it's just like booming, unbearable experience. We go to Advil, it doesn't help. We go to cold compresses. We turn the lights off in our house. We do everything, but it doesn't help. The migraine is booming. It's just like, there's so many ways to describe it, but to me, sometimes it feels like there's a playground and they're throwing rocks at each other, and my head is like essentially the shell for those rocks that are going back and forth. It's an unbearable experience, and there's no way to stop it. Nothing makes it go away. And so I know it's the stress, but how do I avoid the stress? I seem like I can't avoid it. And so this is really the really simple but hard tip that I can share with you that will solve it. It comes down to this: to recognize that stress is inevitable. It's a reality of life. Things that are challenging to us are coming our way every single day. It doesn't go away. We can't stop it. It will never end. The question is how we deal with it. And when we deal with it in a pass-through manner, then it's wonderful. It's all great. There's no issue. When we try to stop it, then we create what we call tension. And tension is what causes the pain. It's the tension that it's almost our resistance to that which is coming, which causes that imbalance, and literally we fall off the wagon at that point. That's when suddenly it becomes impossible to handle, and the headache kicks in. And so the way I'm able to deal with it, when I face a challenge, which happens all the time, every day, there isn't really a moment that the challenge doesn't come. We look at it and go, I can handle this. I can figure it out. There must be a way, and just stop resisting it, right? Almost like standing on the seashore, and there's a constant wave of water coming at you, and you could ride the waves, and you could surf them, you could float, or we could try to stand there and stop the wave. I'm going to stop the wave, and if you stop it, it's going to bow you right over. There's no way you can stop the wave of the ocean, and it's almost silly. But yet, when things happen to us and they're coming at us, we go, oh my God, whoa! How am I going to handle this? And we freak out. And we go, I can't, and this got to stop happening to me, and the universe is conspiring against me, and I know I've been a victim from day one, and we have all our stories we tell ourselves, and it just automatically just happened, and then boom, that headache just takes us down, because we're creating tension within ourselves. Like, on one side, we want to be able to handle it. On the other side, we say we can't. So we're trying to stop it. But guess what? It's happening anyway. Tomorrow morning it's happening whether we like it or not. It's going to happen. So it's not as if ourselves, our resistance is stopping that which is going to happen. It's going to happen no matter what. The question we have is how to deal with it. That's the only question. So if we try to pretend that it's not going to happen and like almost crouch down and just close our eyes, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because then it bashes into us, and we have tension. We have two opposite two opposite energies running in our system. One energy is trying to stop, one energy is pouring in, and it's a clash. And that clash creates that huge tension. It builds up, and then the headache bursts out, or our back gives away. And suddenly we have a bulge, and our discs are connecting. And it's because that's the constant tension in our back that's happening because we're creating tension. Tension is created by us. Stress is from the outside, tension is on the inside. And tension is created by the resistance to the stress. And so, yeah, it sounds easy. No, it's not. It's really hard. But it's hard learning how to do it. But once you learn how to do it, then it's just another habit. And then we just do it every day. And we see something and go, I can do it. I can figure it out. There must be a way. And by just saying those words alone, it makes it so much easier. Suddenly you realize, yeah, there's a way. And then an hour later you think of a way. Trying to push back and pretend that it's not going to happen, it's absurd. It's just not a reality. It's not possible. And example, a story that resonates with me it's a line that I heard years ago. We can't stop birds from flying over our head, but we can stop them from making a nest in our hair, right? It's the whole world. They're always out there, but don't let it sit in your head. Don't let this energy, just this negative energy, rest in your mind like rent free. If it wants to be out there, if there's a challenging thing out there, let it come through, let it pass through, let it come in and let it go out. Let it ride through you, and you'll figure out how to approach it and get on its team. Go in the I can ride this wave, and I think you'll have phenomenal success. So if there's something about this that you'd like some more information, and if you'd like to just discuss it a little more, maybe you have a personal question, if you are facing these kind of challenges, by all means reach out, send me a PM, or just comment down below, and I will be happy to follow up with you. But it's this is something it's an imperative, just to not allow things that are coming at you to bring you down, because when they do, you end up with more trouble. It doesn't go away. It just builds up, and you're not all powerful. I mean, you're all powerful when you ride the wave. Then you have the power of the wave with you, and then you're all powerful. But when you try to block the wave, it's somewhat silly, and it leads we almost know it, and it could be a very dangerous place, because then the tension builds, and then the pain starts, and the physical pain is simply a manifestation of that inner tension building and not having a place to go. So hope you have an awesome day. Hope this is helpful to you. And if it's helpful to you, share with someone else, because when we share energy with others, it makes the energy balance within ourselves, right? When we get a free lunch, right, then it never works, it never helps. Like a free tip is wonderful, but it's not worth anything. But when you take the free tip and then you share with someone else, now you've helped someone. You actually have now shared value as well, and so now it's not a free tip anymore. It's actually a costly tip. You took it and you then shared it. And so actually it makes that tip actually be helpful to you. So by all means, if it's helpful to you, share it, and have an awesome day. Nice talking.